Welcome to the Lucidus podcast, where I explore everything because I believe everything is entangled with everything else. So if you touch one thing, you touch them all. And also because I believe in the infinite, unbounded potential within each of us. Today, I would like to share a process that I'm slowly beginning to trust and I'm beginning to understand more deeply. And that's my freeform writing, which I've shared many times. What I want to show today is very clearly how, if I'm willing to begin right where I am, if I'm willing to begin exactly in this moment, right where I am, that I will be led, I will be guided, I will be taught to the next step. But only if I begin, not only, but at least, most definitely, if I'm willing to begin exactly where I am. So I'm going to read to you some of a recent journal entry where I began in a very, what I would consider ugly place. But it's where I was. It was the words that were coming out. And it was just, I tried to not do this. I guess what I'm sharing here is I was so resistant to this. It was so abhorrent to me, the words that wanted to come out of me, that I fought it for many hours before I finally relinquished control and began to write. And I'm going to tell you the roadmap before I begin because I think it's so fascinating and I just want you to watch for this. So I start with hate. And from hate, I move to control. From control, I move to rape. I can't read my writing. From rape, I move to commitment. From commitment, I move to process. From process, I move to labyrinth. From labyrinth, I move to minotaur. From minotaur to masculine and feminine. And from there to a new structure which allows for spacious learning. So, let's begin at the beginning. Always a good place to start. I hate me. I hate that I'm like this, that I'm not normal. Why can't I be like everyone else? Normal, good, no problems. Stay in line, do what you're told. Be good, do as I say. Don't make a mess. Don't be so big, noisy, bold, bad, wrong. You're all wrong. You are wrong. Just wrong. And I don't like you. It's just how it is. It's how this feels. These are the words I hear, the tape in my head playing over and over. Every time I try to stand up, stand out, shout out, and rise up. No one likes me when I do, or when I will. When I stand up for me, for what I see, I hear, for what I know is my truth, that's when people get mad or vicious or attack or do bad things to me. When I dare to speak out, to say what I feel, what I mean, and not worry about protecting your feelings or your ego or your control. Control, control, control. It's all about control. Control others, and you have the power to be whoever you say you are. But you're not. You're just control. And I don't want to be control or controlled. Not anymore. Not again. I hate how the rapist controlled me. I was like a dummy, a marionette without strings. He could do whatever he wanted with me, and I could do nothing. Nothing. I had no control, no voice, no say, no vision, no anything. I was nothing. Nothing. A toy, a discarded plaything, not even scary enough to be afraid of. Just fall asleep and let me sneak out because I won't say anything. I don't dare. How did he know? How did he know it was, quote, safe to rape me, that I wouldn't speak out? What was I, if not a woman with a voice, a might, a mind, a heart, made of golden tears and golden fight? I can fight. I do fight. I must fight for what I believe, for what I need and want and cherish, but other people want other things. So why do we commit to each other? What is commitment? How can I stay committed when things are always changing? I pause here in my writing to look up commitment, the etymology of the word. It's calm, with, together, and mater, release, let go. So calm, together, mater, let go. Together, let go. If I commit to me, to this process, what am I doing energetically? I am saying that I am process, and then I cross out some words. I try again. I am process, will together, release, let go. Energetically, we will join together, come together, be together, and flow. Process. Who is process in all this? As I was writing this, I recall closing my eyes and pausing for a good long while because I had no idea what process or who process was. And then I wrote, a series of steps which lead to an ending of sorts. Each step is known as process unfolds. Every step is a doorway which may be entered or not. What I choose will affect process. I may choose as I see fit. There isn't a way. That's why it's a process. Then I put ... I'm lost. Too much or too little. I want to understand process, but I'm being pulled to labyrinth. So, go. Flow with process to labyrinth. Take the next step. And then I look up the etymology of labyrinth, but it's unknown. So then I spend some time looking at what labyrinth describes and defines. And I realize it is the name of a complex structure of the inner ear that's used for hearing and balance. And I find this so fascinating because recently the words that are coming to me over and over are listen and balance. Sounds a lot like the inner ear and the labyrinth. So I spent a little time just sitting with the idea of the power of listening as a form of balance. And interesting that we actually have a structure in our body that does exactly that the structure that listens is also the structure that balances. So I spent some time listening, understanding that I was finding my balance. Another way to say balance is also center. If you think of a labyrinth, the whole idea is to follow it to the center. So we have a labyrinth that leads us to the center. We have listening, which leads us to balance. The labyrinth of listening and balance that leads us to our center. The labyrinth of listening and balance, which leads us to our center. And as I was spending some time with labyrinth, I suddenly thought of the Minotaur and what role it might play. And so I decided to write about that. So the Minotaur, body of human, head of bull. Head of bull, bull-headed. Bull-headed, this resonates with me. My mind is bull-headed, ramming into things, into life. Not thoughtful as I would like, but overriding the body, disregarding the heart. The bull heads the herd until it dies. Then another takes over. This bull is old and wants to die. There will be no fight. Just prepare a new bull to lead. A bull to lead the herd, to protect and guide, to warn and defend. A masculine to support the feminine. In me, a labyrinth, a bull, a cow, a journey, a process. Process and me. I paused there again and took some time to think about something I had written in a previous journal entry recently, and I wrote that my mind is ready for new modes of structure which allow for spacious learning. My mind is ready for new modes of structure which allow for spacious learning. And I closed my eyes and just felt a labyrinth within me, and how the whole purpose of it is a spiraling in and in and into the center where you find balance. And the way you get to the center is by listening. And as I held the image and the energy of a labyrinth spiraling inward, it literally felt like a new mode of structure for my mind. And it also felt like a place for spacious learning. I also loved, I could feel the energy of cows, the herd, the minotaur, the herd. I could sense the cows in the labyrinth and the bulls on the exterior of the labyrinth. The masculine and feminine, the masculine protecting and defending the labyrinth where it is sacred and where the cows are safe to give birth, to raise the young, to network, to create, to learn through spaciousness, through listening, through balance. It also reminded me of being in this spacious learning, reminded me of other words I've written recently where I said that there were softer dimensions of possibility and potentiality. And I feel like that's where the labyrinth is leading me, to that balanced center where there are softer dimensions of possibility and potentiality. So again, wrapping back to the beginning, you see where I ended and where I began were, I'll read the exact words to you again. I hate me. So somehow I managed to go from I hate me through all manner of various connecting nodes of thought and energy to find myself in a new structure, a new mode, which allows for spacious learning and the softer dimensions of possibility and potentiality. So what I offer you today is another reminder that when you begin exactly where you are, you will be led, you will be guided, you will hear, you will find the next steps. And I know sometimes I believe that where I am is just so awful, there's absolutely no way it could lead me where I need to go. But time and time again, I am shown that belief is incorrect. That belief, that tape is so old, so wrong. Time and time again, when I begin where I am, in the immediacy of this moment, no matter where it is, I will be guided, I will be led to the place where I find balance, center, next steps, softer dimensions, spacious learning. And this is my wish for you, that you begin exactly where you are, in the immediacy of this moment, and then take that next step when it's time. All my love to all of you.